Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Greetings, beloveds. Thank you for coming out to play today. I'm super excited to be with you, to hold your hand, to guide you, and to help you learn how to kindly and compassionately reparent your inner child, your little one. And also, when you do, you'll heal all the childhood wounds from your ancestors that were passed on to you. So this is a really beautiful and important, valuable healing system that I was just downloaded with that just kind of flew in um, and can really be one of the greatest long-lasting transformational journeys that you and your inner child can embark upon. So thank you for honoring, respecting, and allowing your inner child to return back home to the safe house and heart, the home of your body. So what I would love to know, because I could talk forever, is I'd love to hear from you what you're interested in healing. What is your journey for you and your inner child that you have been avoiding or resisting stepping into? And how has it been serving you? And what would you rather be doing? If you could have anything, what would it be? What type of healing, resolution, and closure do you need? So go ahead and chat that in to the chat box, which is on your screen. And what I'm going to do is, again, just say thank you and bow to you. Bow to you and really send my deep respect and appreciation to acknowledge your childhood journey and all that you've lived through, have been exposed to, but actually was able to somehow be resilient enough to pull through. So this course is this program that I'm going to be introducing to you to will allow you to feel fully equipped and adapt and skilled at calming, soothing, supporting, and appreciating your inner child, really reparenting that part of you, reclaiming your gifts, your strengths, your wisdom, your innocence, your ability to trust yourself, never doubt your gifts, your powers, your potency, your abilities, and to trust others, to heal your relationships, and to receive the blessings instead of the burdens passed on to you from your ancestors. When you do this, when you give yourself this gift, to heal the loss, disempowerment, and abandonment, your the inner child in your lineage, all the inner children, all of your ancestral children who grew up to birth you and become your parents and grandparents, they'll also receive this ancestral medicine when you allow yourself to trust that once upon a time you did have a healthy, healed, happy, holy, well, and wise primordial ancestral guardian that's directly related to you. And this ancestor could be from Earth, from the stars, from your home planet, star system. The most important thing to remember is that even if we have recently remembered traumatized ancestors who traumatized their children, or the children never learned how to treat, handle, and calm their emotions down. There was once upon a time that first ancestor, that guardian that can come in and clean up all the mess. That ancient elder, forgotten, unnamed one that will be very, very happy to see you again. That has been elevated and enlightened, and that she or he, they are seated properly as an elevated, healed ancestor in the ancestral realms, in the higher dimensions of where you will be able to meet them. So let me just go ahead and read the chat. Thank you for being here. Okay, let's see. We're going to be able to get to these questions, but I do have a special meditation visualization prepared for you. It's a divine ancestral intervention or an initiation into the hearts of your loving, kind ancestral relations, the ones that have the medicine in their toolkit that can heal all the recent traumatized, troubled ancestors that you knew, that you were told about, so that we can go all the way back from the beginning, from your first family that ever birthed you, from the first body that ever birthed all of the grandparents in your lineage that finally reached you. So all of the ones between this healthy, healed, wise and well, medicine elder ancestor and you can all be cared for, nurtured, and healed on 6 layers in every layer of their bodies. So this is soul retrieval. This is inner child work. This is rewiring, reprogramming, redesigning your genetics, your genomes, your cells. And it's really clearing out all of those toxins, poisons, and packets of trauma that you still hold in your, not only your brain, but your bodies, your nervous system, your vagus system, that are deeply imprinted, but that continue to be recreated and played out over and over again. So this is about restoring the health, the freedom, the liberation, the happiness, the joy, the playfulness, the innocence, and the divine presence of your own divine child. Cleaning up all the mess that was left for you, because the patterns, the programs, the challenges, the adversities, the traumas didn't start with you. And even though we know this here, we don't always feel it here. So we have to tap into that very deep space of grace, of ease, of trust, and know that we're cared for, and that we're worthy of healing, and that we already have the tools, the gifts, and the healing abilities inside of us. And what we're going to be doing is re-shifting our focus on these special abilities instead of carrying forward the burdens to our descendants. So now I'm going to take a quick look. Thank you so much for participating here. I love it. It's really helpful for me. because I want to be here for you to really customize each of the 6 weeks that we're going to be meeting after today. So this is your playroom, this is your medicine room, this is your reparenting and rebirthing room. So it's not about me and my agendas or what I want or what I think you want, but it's really all about you and your inner child and healing the hearts and the minds of your ancestors. So someone is saying, I'm ready to heal whatever comes up to be healed. Wonderful. I never know what will come up in any type of sessions. Yeah, that's the letting go part. I'm going to be teaching you a little practice, tools of mindfulness with your own healing breath that will help you. So stay tuned for that. Sometimes things I want to come up don't because they aren't ready to be healed or released yet. Yeah. In divine time, with soul readiness, with your willingness, with your clear and strong desire, volition, will, and intention, and belief that you already are the ancestral tender of your family. You already are the living light ancestor for the ones that will follow in your footsteps to pass on. We want to pass on the healthy memories and legacies to your children, born and unborn. And it's just a process of unraveling, of releasing the root of all of the traumas that we as children and the ancestral children in our bloodline have pulled in, that have been deeply stored, carried, processed, or unprocessed as burdens instead of blessings. The inner child needs to heal, being born not 100% healthy. This is from another member of our soul family. Yeah. A lot of abandonment, unsafe, unwanted, unloved. Again, your body keeps a score. There are tons of books written about complex PTSD and inner child soul trauma. Didn't start with us. It's not your fault. You didn't start it, but you can end it. You can become aware of it, and you can take better care of your inner child. Invite them back to the safety net of your heart and the home of your body, but also learn in this program how to handle, care for, and how to hold and embrace all of the inner children that have been suffering, that came before you, that was passed on to you, so you know how to suffer and it doesn't defeat you. Because on the other flip side of suffering is happiness, peace, and joy, and fulfillment. So when you know how to treat with ancestral medicine all the pain and the suffering so it doesn't overwhelm you, but you could learn from it, sit with it, breathe with it, walk with it, and handle it, and become resilient, strong, solid, steady, right? And heal all of those wounds to feel that you're reborn like a fresh flower and a new life form. Then everyone that came before you will be set free organically, intelligently, and automatically. So you're not only doing this for yourself, because we're all interbeings. We're all, as Thich Nhat Hanh, my ancestral teacher, says, we are we are interwoven, we are interbeings. your ancestors, your beloved ancestors live inside of you. They can never be separated from you, and you live inside of them. They're in our bones, in our blood, in our cells, organs, muscles, DNA. And what we want to do is we want to feed them, empower them, and nurture them with unconditional love, with kindness, compassion, perhaps for the first time, for all the generations that grew up feeling like an orphan, that were mistreated, abused, neglected, invisible, that were not allowed to have a voice, to speak their truth, that were not acknowledged, empowered, encouraged, and supported. So we're doing this for every single ancestor, because we know that there is no such thing as a bad ancestor. They might have committed wrong actions because they weren't taught right views, but they too can change and be pardoned, and we can reconcile with every one of our ancestors. So the chain is not broken. There is no disconnection or separation in our lineage, and we can take our proper seat in our family tree so we don't repeat the wounds, the suffering of our misinformed, misunderstood ancestors. We have a choice they might not have had, but we can heal everything. Someone is saying they were adopted in this lifetime. Definite sense because of this, of not belonging, not feeling a part of a family, part of a community or a sangha. And this is why I've built and created so many groups and soul families, because we all need that support system, that network of beings who know how to handle their wounds and can back us, bless us, support us, and be there for us, so that we don't grieve alone, and that we don't we know the difference between our inner child, the voice of our inner child, and our own adult voice. And we know with this community that supports us, we can discern with our emotional intelligence that every time we suffer, or we have a wrong view, or we take something personally, we're hurt, we're offended, we're wounded, we feel betrayed, victimized, or let down again and again and again, it's an untreated wound that has gone unhealed, unresolved, and undigested, that we can attend to, that we can embrace, hold, and care for until it subsides and feels loved and attended to. So we all need that sense of family, especially if we didn't grow up with a strong, healthy, functional, cohesive family unit. I know I didn't. And this is one of the reasons why I've created this program, because it works and because it doesn't happen overnight. And we all need that soul support. So someone else, let's just take one more, let me just read one more sharing, and thank you for sharing your heart. Now, if anytime during our transmission anything feels unsafe or uncomfortable, I highly doubt it, but you can always hold your hand over your heart space. And this will automatically tone, stimulate, and activate your polyvagal, your vagus nervous system, which stems from the neck and it branches out all the way down your throat, your heart, gut, belly, hara, dantian, your womb chakra, all the way down to your hips, your belly, and your roots, your lower bodies. And you can also place one hand over the front of your forehead and the other over your brainstem. And this is also kind of helping to discharge and dissolve any triggers, heaviness, or anything that may feel uncomfortable. But I like the heart. It's really easy to just place one hand or two hands over the heart. And during the program, you'll learn ways to regulate, calm, and reset. Calm down the cries of your inner child. Invite in Kuan Yin. Invite in Archangel Hanael. And receive all of the hugs, the feelings of affection, of encouragement, of just being held in the safety net of your own body. So you can just hug yourself too, hold one hand over your shoulder and the other under your arm and rock, kind of cradle yourself back and forth and from side to side. And really feeling soothed, seen, safe, and supported in your vulnerability, in your open heart, in your true nature. So someone else is just saying to start and forgive the discrepancies in between. With each bracket thereof, as to continually and hopefully mend. Yes, that's what we're going to be. I'll invite you into a guided visualization. So if you can't see, if you have trouble seeing with your mind's eye, you'll be able to feel and know, sense the presence of your loving ancestors returning. The unnamed, forgotten, oldest ancient ancestors from thousands of years ago that you're calling in to seal, heal, and mend the rips and the rifts between every family member in your family chain. So everyone is included. No one is left out. That pattern is healed now and forever. So mending the trauma with this ancestral healing medicine, with the nectar of compassion, with the healing balms and ointments, getting to the root in each one of your 6 bodies, not leaving any of your bodies out. So the cycles of suffering can be healed, forgiven, reconciled, and completed. So your descendants, children, born and unborn, do not have to carry those burdens. And I'd like, she says, to be mostly free of the guilt. Yeah, the guilt, the shame, the blame. Again, the body keeps score. The body, our bodies, our precious, miraculous bodies remember everything. The good, the bad, the ugly. But we can handle that when we reparent our own inner child. And let that move back and forward 13 and more generations backwards and forwards, so everyone is included in this healing circle. Yes, ancestral karma, which I gladly accept, and I have been in sincere contact with. I've learned a lot. I've already forgiven them. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'd like the healing for not just myself, but for them as well. Thank you, please, and thank you. Beautiful. So everyone take a nice deep breath. Let's go into a little mini journey, a little visualization like the Buddha took his students and his Sangha community in. So let's begin. I invite you to sit back, lean in, but also lean back, and really feeling the backing and the blessings of the first ancestral bodies, the primordial ancient earth and star ancestors that were responsible for birthing your family, the mind, the body, the spirit, and the soul. So breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know I'm breathing out. Breathing in, I notice I'm aware of each deep, full, and slow in-breath, and that my in-breath has become deeper. And breathing out, I notice that my out-breath has become finer, slower, and much longer. Breathing in, I calm myself and my inner child. And breathing out, I feel at peace and at ease. Breathing in, I smile at my inner child. Breathing out, I release the stress, the doubt, the pain, and the suffering that my inner child has pulled in every generation. I let that all go with my out-breath, with my willingness to heal. Breathing in, I dwell in this present moment, not running away or running toward anything or anyone outside of me. And breathing out, I breathe in to the presence and the blessing, the potential and the opportunity of healing in this present wonderful moment. Breathing in, I feel at home in my own body, safe, well, solid, strong, rooted and grounded. And breathing out, I trust my inner child. I trust I am capable and able to reparent her and invite her all the way back home to the refuge and the shelter of my own parenting adult body. Breathing in, I know my inner child, my little one, my beloved has arrived, and I can merge my mind, hers, my body with hers, as one being, as one loving being. And breathing out now, I let go of all the fear, the anxiety, the shame, forgiving myself for not realizing she was ever missing, lost, or taken from me, her caregiver. Breathing in, I breathe slowly, fully, and deeply, and calmly, forgiving myself and asking my inner child for forgiveness. Breathing out, I calm, regulate, and reset my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions with my own healing breath. Breathing in, I ask my inner child to breathe with me, to come and sit next to me, to walk in peace with each footstep I take mindfully, and to play peacefully with me, always. Imagine, envision that this scene, this is actually happening in this ancestral dimension. Breathing out, letting go, releasing, exhaling longer, calming your own nervous system, releasing the stress with your out breath. Feeling close, saying to yourself or out loud, I feel her sitting, breathing in close proximity to me. Breathing in that sense of oneness, peace. Breathing out the stress, the anxiety, the traumas, the karmas imprinted from my recent remembered ancestors. And I breathe, I let go, and I give it all to Gaia, my Earth Mother, to save me, to support me, to hold me and my inner child. Breathing in, I remember I too am a child of the universe, of the earth, of the stars. I too gaze up at night to the same stars, nebulas, constellations, planets, to the entire Milky Way galaxies, to the light of the sun and the moon, the same skyline that my ancestors gazed upon thousands, trillions of years ago. Breathing out, I release the illusion I could ever be alone on my own. I trust that when I feel worthy of healing, that I will attract my soul family. Breathing in, breathing out. Deep, slow, calm, ease, smile, release. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in as my breath grows deep. My out breath grows slow. I breathe in ease, I release all tension, and I know I am grateful because I am still alive. There is still hope. Everything can change, and just because I feel this way today, caught in the delusion of fear, anger, and despair, I know this too can change. And that my ancestors are with me in this present moment. And now, introducing you to the part of you that you would like to work on today, the age that feels like the highest healing priority, whether you were in the womb, whether you were birthed through forceps during a difficult birth process, or the umbilical cord from your birth mother somehow wrapped around your neck and made it hard to breathe, or maybe going for the first day to pre-K, or any stress that you're still carrying in your body for the first 1,000 days from birth to 3, or maybe perhaps you were 5 when you can consciously remember feeling that you weren't able to please your mother or your father or a sibling or a teacher, or maybe you were 8 and you were bullied or teased, picked on in school. Maybe you still carry either little traumas or big traumas in your tender 5-year-old child's body. Let's breathe into this part of you and invite her back to bond with you again, but to now promise, agree, and vow to take better care of her. Teaching her how to handle her feelings, telling her, explaining her that it wasn't her fault, helping her to understand everything that she misunderstood, that she took on, that she blamed herself for, that was never her fault, and that didn't start with her. Allowing yourself to prepare now for the divine ancestral medicine intervention of your wise and well primordial ancestral galactic angelic ancestors who are now rowing in their boats to this shore from the land of pure tranquil light, where they are seated with all of your healthy, healed ancestors. And there is one that is your advocate, one that steps forward. It can be a man or a woman that has volunteered to help you identify the root of your inner child suffering, to unfreeze the hiding place of your inner child, to feel safe to come out and play again, and to call back if she's run away from the home of your body, to invite her to come back again, but to this time be raised, reared, and better cared for. Again, if you can't see or picture or visualize, imagine angels or avatars, masters, or ancestors, it's okay. You're still being attuned right now as we speak with your open heart, with your open mind, through the open portals and stargates of the light radiating that can never be extinguished from your eternal, magical, divine, intelligent, beautiful, perfected child. The one that could never be wrong. The one that can't make a mistake or be let down. And you becoming the one to end the cycles, the loops of the loyalty vows to continuous suffering. Being the ancestral tender of your family, healing family shame, ending the contracts of silence, of suffering, of poverty, of celibacy, of lack, scarcity, of not having a voice, of being censored, suppressed, oppressed, judged, and blamed. Allow this healthy ancestors to come and heal all the systemic wounds, the loss, the lack, the shame, the invisibility, the unworthiness, and the early nonverbal feelings of loss and disempowerment. I'm breathing in, feeling, allowing your inner eyes to open, your crown chakra to blossom, and your 1,000-petaled lotus blossom flower chakra to unfold, unfurl, open, and reveal that loving ancestor approaching, the medicine elder of your family that you never knew about, that comes and is apologizing already because this ancestor, your first ancestor, never knew about all the suffering that was passed on to you. And she is bowing to you already, saying Ho'oponopono, carrying a beautiful golden bowl, a well of light. And this well of light is empty. And she fills it with her light and passes it on to you. Allow yourself to take this Ho'oponopono forgiveness bowl, to forgive yourself, forgive your ancestors, to ask for forgiveness from your inner child for not knowing she was alive, present, or available. Asking her to forgive you, you forgiving yourself, and releasing, asking the ancestor of your family to help all of these wounds be healed so they're not passed on, these karmic actions or inactions or past transgressions, to your children, grandchildren, born and unborn, and all your descendants and relations. Ask your ancestors to fill up this bowl, this light-filled ancestor, this elevated ancestor, with your gifts, your light, your truth, your soul energy. Allow yourself to take it, to hold this bowl, and to allow yourself to breathe it in slowly, gently, fully into your lower bodies, into your ancestral chakra, melting away all the ancestral, invasive, relational, corded attachments to suffering. This bowl of light is softening, opening, and healing your lower bodies, your root, your sacrum, your solar plexus, dissolving and melting all power struggles. Breathing in and breathing out, reconnecting to the source of your highest self, your I am presence, and that eternal, magical, divine child. Breathing in the ancestral, loving, and kind intervention of the first primordial ancestor. Notice her shape, his shape, their shape, or perhaps a genderless shape of a galactic, angelic, winged ancestor. The one living in higher dimensions, the one that vibrates so high that they can overlight you when you go through the darkest night of your soul on your journey to the land of your ancestors. We respectfully and humbly ask this miraculous being to overlight and include each ancestral member of your family tree, receiving this medicine, reducing the stress, the cortisol levels, anxiety cells, complex PTSDs, and all the symptoms thereof. Releasing the stored, trapped, buried pockets and pockets of trauma. With their wings or their hands, unpacking their medicine, opening their medicine toolkit, and pouring from a chalice of golden light the right dose, amount, temperature, taste, the right amount of energy medicine made of the healing balms, the perfumed ointments, and the nectar of ancestral compassion. And this is now unwinding you from all the cords wrapped around your bodies that make it hard or difficult to breathe deeply, to get enough air, oxygen, and nourishment. And she carries the 4 nutriments to nourish and nurture all of your bodies, your minds, your brain, your aura, your field, your nervous systems, all aligning. Treating all of the buried, stored, and withheld wounds that have been hiding, attached, imprinted in your cells, genomes, muscles, organs, chakras, and DNA. Please allow yourself to notice a holographic tree of life that contains the map and the blueprint of your original family tree. As she points to this map, this chart, of the dynamics of your family, please notice where you are seated. If you are seated in your own empty spot, your chair, or if somehow you are seated in the wrong position, in front of or behind or next to a previous ancestor, and you are taking on, carrying their burdens, reliving, recreating, replaying, and duplicating their burdens. Please remove yourself from this position with the assistance and the guidance of your loving, light-filled, elevated ancestor. Take your time with this process, breathing into your roots, to your strong roots, branches, leaves, flowers, and the seeds of enlightenment. Your galactic, angelic, winged ancestors are now activating and opening your inverted, broken wings, repairing leakage, damage, anything that has gone offline. Your etheric power wings are now growing, so breathing into the back of your heart and allowing them to spread wide open under the loving guidance of your first ancestor, the ancestor, doctor, magician, medicine carrier. The first one, the only one that can heal your more recent troubled ancestors, relieving them from their pain and suffering passed on to them and their children that has reached you, that still runs, radiates, and circulates in your blood, veins, capillaries, and in every bone of your body. Breathing in this medicine, drinking it, swallowing it, allowing it to melt with this light infusion, with this elixir, with this honey nectar, the ointment of compassion, melting away all unhelpful, non-serving ancestral chakra cords, and allowing these cords to be cleansed, cleared, with clean, fresh, renewable, sustainable, ancestral light energy. Photonic, plasmic, platinum, platonic light. Liquid light. And allow this light to move up and down, in front and back, left and right, to soothe you, to comfort you, to support you, to bless you and anoint you. And let it spread over your third eye, your fourth eye, your fifth eyes, your heart wings, your soul center. Let it empower you, nourish you, and heal every single member of your family. And right now, all of those vows, loyalty vows of family suffering, and all of the cords, the trauma imprinted attachments are all being melted, dissolved, diminished, unwound, unraveled with soothing, soft, serene chi, with infrared and ultraviolet laser light energy, and pouring spoonfuls of nectar, compassion into the palms of your hands. Allow yourself to drink, swallow it, and let it fill in every rip, tear, hole, or opening in your bodies, the 6 layers of your bodies, your aura, your halo, and your heart wings. And your galactic light ancestor tells you now, I'm so happy you found me. You searched for me. You took the time. You believed in me. You didn't give up on me. And you trusted that I still exist. Because I thought I'd lost you a long time ago. And I'm so sorry that you felt mistreated, unguided, unsafe, or unsupported. I apologize for the recent ancestors who never learned and were never taught how to love, nurture, and care for their children. Any of those heavy energies that ever affected you, can you kindly forgive me? I will now take them, wrap them, cocoon them in an inner ancestral healing circle so you won't have to be affected, influenced, interfered with, tainted, or carry those burdens to repeat them. For all of the parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and the ones that you are directly linked to and related to. The step-parents, the foster parents, the adoptive parents, the stepchildren, the relations by marriage, the ones that felt like a family but were not blood related, for all of the ones that ever affected you, that ever imprinted you, that are still corded and attached to you. And your ancestor is now weaving them into this inner circle with the power of forgiveness and allowing them all one by one to step into a bowl or a well of light. That bowl is emptied from all of the heaviness, the burdens, the blocks, the challenges. And you see her turning that bowl upside down, emptying out all the ancestral stones, rocks, wounds, and burdens, putting that in the fire pit, letting those all burn away naturally as I all step into and receive the ancestral light of your living light ancestor, the only one that can help, so you don't have to. And your medicine elder ancestor dissolving, loosening, and unraveling the corded burdens, the oppressive attachments, respectfully in the bottom, from the bottom of your chair. And moving up to your solar plexus with your out breath, breathing out, inflating your belly with this light, expanding your belly, expanding your hips, and releasing all memories and energies stored in your limbic brain that feel dangerous, life-threatening. And breathing into your well of light, your bowl of light, allowing it to move up to your throat, to your heart, and let that love in, let that love light in, let your heart grow wings, let your throat be cleared, unraveled, and disentangled from vows of silence, fear of speaking, and withholding. And invite your inner child back now to a new home environment, as one by one, each of those wounds and burdens are unpacked, giving them all, handing them over to your first primordial parent, letting her take them, bless them, and heal them with her own medicine packets. So unzipping yourself from any remaining blocks, armor, veils of separation that have broken the chain, broken your lineage, that have created strife, grudges, and disconnection. And allow every single ancestor to receive this medicine. Every single child who grew up to become your ancestor, receive this medicine. And asking your inner child the born or the unborn part of you to come home now, to return now, to arrive now with you as her living light ancestor, her guide, her guardian, and conscious, compassionate caregiver. And breathe that energy in as you welcome her back in. Hold her hands. Ask her permission to rebond and reparent her. Bow down to her. Eye gaze at her on bent knees, bowing forward, asking for forgiveness, and telling her you'll always be available to pay better, closer attention. Teach her, to mentor her how to handle difficult feelings and how to transform suffering. If that inner child was frozen, allow her to unfreeze now. Allow her to feel so she can heal. To feel safe in your heart, in your womb, in your body. And if she's run away, please redirect her and tell her it's safe now. The threats and the danger have disappeared. This is a new home and a safe environment to grow up in. And when you're ready, just breathing your inner child in with your own sense of freedom, power, play, trust, and intuition. Breathing in that once upon a time childhood joy, that innocence, your creativity, your cosmic child frequency, and releasing any remaining ancestral burdens to your primordial parent, the overlighter and overseer of your entire family. Breathing in the abundance of blessings, gifts, strengths, and a greater sense of solidity, resiliency, and the ability to heal every member of your family. Feeling lighter, freer, connected to the roots of your heritage, your lineage, and your ancestral place. To the trees, the flowers, the culture, the traditions, the beauty, the religions, the goodness, the grace, and the happy memories. Maintaining those loving corded connections. Linking, cording through heart connections with your ancestral guardian, the greatest and grandest, most glorious being that is helping you to learn and remember how to pass on the family blessings. Thank you. Coming back, rubbing your hands together, warming them, heating them up, cupping them over your eyes. Brushing, removing your hands from your eyes, slowly opening your eyes and brushing yourself off. Left hand, left arm, left hand, right arm, right hand, brushing the front of you, just really removing any excess dust or debris, heaviness, stiffness that you are carrying, that you're used to carrying in your body. And just imagine your hands are filled with light and you're bathing and soaking up even more light, more support, and really feeling safe, hugging and holding, embracing your own body. Feel where your inner child now is residing. Feel where your inner child is now occupying and inhabiting a very different kind of home environment, with you as her reliable, mature, and loving guardian. Give her a hug, a squeeze, an embrace, and let's come back. And we're almost at the end of our time together. Please chat in your journey, your experience, your unique visions. How are you feeling right now? How different? How much have you shifted from the beginning of the call to the way you seem to be feeling now? And how much better can it feel over the coming days when you commit to reparenting your inner child all the way, not just for today? So Ronald, let's review what's coming up next for you. Take your time coming back. You can drink some water or some cold pressed juice or chai, tea, or whatever it is that you love. We've chatted in the link so you can come on board and learn how to uh, authentically reparent your inner child. So I'll just go over briefly the program, but you can read all of this on your own. I'm excited because we are going to be starting and meeting, connecting this Sunday. And it'll also be available on the replay only for the registered participants. This is a closed group. You'll be invited to join our loving ancestral soul family community. And you'll also be able to speak so your inner child can feel heard, and you can turn on your camera if you would like to during each session so that your inner child feels seen, but safe and supported being seen, where it's not quite as scary. Each person will receive whatever energy medicine they need. Yes, someone is saying, thank you so much. I feel lighter. I'm yawning, which means I'm releasing. So much healing, very real. Seem to have two ancestors. Beautiful. I'd love to hear more of your experience. If you'd like, you can email me or contact me on my website, because I'd love to hear your experience with your two ancestors. That's the beauty of the 6-week program, because we'll actually have time for every single valued member of our community to be heard, to be seen, to be supported, to feel they have the right to speak up, and whatever they contribute is important and is of value. So the first module is basically about opening your inner eyes so you can receive the nectar of compassion, the healing balms, the ointments from Kuan Yin, the Bodhisattva, who also overlights your family, and Archangel Hanael, to really heal the childhoods and the younger selves, not only of you, but of your parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents. So we're going to be able to see be able to visualize, envision our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, all the way back, the ones that felt scary, dangerous, or oppressive. And we're going to see them as a little innocent child and learn how to send distant Reiki healing to them in the palms of our hands, so they don't seem as frightening or scary or victimizing. When they become little children, we can understand the wounds that they've suffered as children. And then all of the ancestral children can get healed together. So module 2 is basically receiving etheric light acupuncture, surgery from your galactic angelic ancestors to really clean up and clear out all of that debris, all of the density. And this way, all of the 6 layers of your bodies, mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, neurological, psychological, all of your awareness and bliss bodies can be recalibrated, can be rewired, right? And this is a step-by-step process. This doesn't happen overnight. It happens with your willingness, with your desire, with your volition, with your ability to trust that you once had healthy, healed, wise and well ancestors that you can now be assigned to, that you can now be attuned to, that can take care of all of the wounds of your family. And all of the cords will be unwound, the cells, the chakras, the muscles, and these transmissions, all the karmic knots. And then in the third one, You'll be able to clear any vows, any contracts, any agreements, so that you can feel that you have the right, that it is your birthright, your spiritual inheritance, to advocate for the souls of your families and to end all of the painful ancestral ancient agreements, so you don't have to repeat or recreate their stressful feelings or their difficult emotions. You don't have to continue the loyalty vows of suffering to past generations. You could do better. You can feel better. You can become more abundant and prosperous than they were able to. And that's okay. And in the fourth one, it's about grounding and healing and mending the family rifts, the breakups, the conflicts, the memories and feelings of abandonment, the misunderstandings that separated your family tree. You can feel the love of your 6 forebears backing and blessing you, really supporting you and healing the suppressed and oppressed divine feminine, the one that became disempowered by the unhealthy, toxic patriarchy. So you can give a voice and advocate and speak on the behalf of all of your ancestors that weren't allowed to. You can get in touch with the sleepers and the wakers, the ones that passed on the genetic intelligence, so you can fulfill your highest potential. And in week 5, you can connect to your spiritual parents, your spiritual teachers, mentors, and ancestors. The ones that most often feel more loving, they feel more freeing, more empowering. And we all have not only genetic ancestors, but we have spiritual ancestors. We have ancestral teachers. We have totems. We have power animals and angels. And we have those enlightened Amakua, those wise ancestors who offer Huna healing prayers and shamanic soul retrieval, indigenous wisdom, and can reconnect us to our ancestral land. And the last module is all about reconnecting to the recent ancestral children and countless generations of long forgotten and unremembered children who lived before you. So we can all invite them back home in this divine reunion in your soul home, the temple of soul integration. So you'll be able to receive ongoing gifts, blessings, and help, healing from your elevated light-filled ancestors, the kind, benevolent ones, the galactic, the angelic, the genetic, the spiritual ancestors in this temple of soul integration, retrieving your inner child's gifts, your sense of wholeness, worthiness, trust, innocence, the spark and the twinkle of the eyes of your innocent, lovable, adorable child who deserves to have a better life, to grow up in a healthy and healing home environment for you and your descendants. And each program, each 3-hour session, will include the replay if you live in a different time zone. It'll also include a visual arts light show, guided imagery for people who find it hard to see, hard to imagine or envision their ancestors. And also to heal your vibration, to raise your frequency with solfeggio sound frequencies, 528 miracle tones, the hertz, the solfeggio frequencies, the binaural beats. And these will help you to open up your inner child's eyes, ears, heart, feelings, to feel safe again in the world. So I invite you to join me. We have the link in the chat box. If you have any questions at all, please go ahead and chat them in now. Let me take a look at the chat box. If you don't have any questions, thank you to, oh, I appreciate you. Someone is saying thank you for the wonderful knowledge about the inner child. It feels better already to understand myself and others. This transmission felt so comforting to release all of these traumas that I can forgive and finally let go. Thank you, my dear. So go ahead and send me an email at vanzanalighthealing@gmail.com or visit my website to register at vanzanalighthealing.com. I think I have one last surprise bonus for you. Let's scroll down. And by the way, you don't have to turn on your camera or speak with your microphone. Thank you, my dear. I have a special gift until tomorrow. So for the next 24 hours, instead of the 6-week, 18-hour inner child reparenting soul retrieval journey, instead of you only paying $444, you'll receive an inner circle special discount, and you'll only pay $399 for 18 hours of healing. Now, you can join part 1, which is class 1 to 3, or you can join class 4 to 6. You do have a payment plan, so each one is $222 if you're not sure that you're able to commit to all 6 weeks. But if you would like to go ahead and grab that special bonus, now is the time to go ahead and empower, rebirth, and reparent your inner child. Perhaps for the first time in your life, you'll be guided, mentored, and learn how to create your own inner child altar, to learn how to connect, communicate, and write her a letter and receive a letter back from her that only you can decipher, to interpret, so you can really gift her with everything she needs. So I look forward to playing with you and helping you to be you and your inner child to finally get free. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you all on Sunday. If you have any other questions for me, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And I'm excited to play with you. See you Sunday, and thank you so much. Stay safe and give lots of love, kisses, and hugs to your inner child from me. Bye-bye for now.